We all love MMORPGs. We either grew up with them or we're new to them. Either way, we've grown to love them. Without MMORPGs, I would never have met Mrs. Sticks. It's moments like this in MMOs that shape our lives and truly allow us to appreciate the genre, which, granted, has shifted and changed significantly over time. There are three main types currently available: free-to-play MMORPGs, which is what you'll find below, pay-to-play and buy-to-play. Each have their own distinct quality of games, and each provide vastly different experiences to their players. There are also a large selection of sub-genres of the MMO scene, such as anime MMORPGs. Here you'll find what is arguably one of the largest, most complete selections of free-to-play MMORPGs, each with their own corresponding reviews, images, news and fully dedicated gameplay. As well, this is an MMORPG news website. More than that, we're gamers that actually enjoy the games we cover. Before of that, don't forget to subscribe our channel. Then click the notification bell to updates the next video and comment down below if you want a game should be included in top 10 list. Hi Cody fam. Here are free-to-play morphs in 2021. Please watch and enjoy. Angels Online is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes a point-and-click movement style, including a point-and-click combat style, requiring quite a bit of clicking. Honestly, the game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players small, highly linear areas to explore, questing and leveling. Angels Online is a very basic, very bare bones, traditional anime MMORPG from IG, which should speak volumes of the game by publisher alone. However, the game itself, which pretty basic, is not in any way a bad game, but it is definitely a very niche title. Allods Online is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes some of the best tab target combat in an MMO and was one of the original WoW killers back in the day, being a very accurate free clone of the popular MMO. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players large areas to explore, questing in, fighting the opposing faction in, and overall exploring. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. Allods Online is one of the closest MMOs you'll get to a free-to-play World of Warcraft, honestly, and other than its business model and monetization methods, this is a very, very good, high-quality game to play. Status: released. Graphics: 3D. Genre: MMORPG. Developer: Allods Team. Publisher: My.Games. Player base: low. ALganon is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes very slow, very outdated tab target combat, leaving players feeling like their abilities have no weight, no substance. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players smaller, fairly linear areas to explore, questing in and wandering around. ALganon is a very slow, very dated, very, I don't want to say boring MMO, but it is definitely one of the lowest quality MMOs I've played in my time in the genre. Status: released. Graphics: 3D. Genre: MMORPG. Developer: Quest Online. Publisher: 3000 AD. Player base: low. Albion Online is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes an interesting top-down isometric point of view, providing players a unique way of combating enemies in the large sandbox world. The game utilizes a large sandbox world, allowing players freely explorable environments to quest in, fighting your way through other players in open-world PvP. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. Albion Online is one of the few isometric MMORPGs left, and I can tell you there's a reason it's still as popular as it is. It's a darn good MMO with a plethora of different, varied features to learn in a world where fighting and leveling isn't the only form of progression. Status: released. Graphics: 3D. Genre: MMORPG. Developer and publisher: Sandbox Interactive. Player base: medium. ALganon is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes some of the best tab target combat in an MMO, providing the ability to chain various skills together to create some destructive combos. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players large areas to explore, questing in, fighting the opposing faction in and overall exploring. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. ALganon is in my opinion one of the better MMOs available right now, has some of the best character creation, most engaging tab target combat and open world PvP I've found. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre. MMORPG. Developer. Microsoft. Publisher. Microsoft. Gamaforge. Player base. Low. Alka Online is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes a very traditional tab target combat system and has a deep, highly customizable skill tree allowing for players to make some very distinctly unique builds. The game utilizes a completely open world offering endless freedom to explore at your own pace, fight what you want, where you want. There are a surplus of different dungeons, no raids, PvP modes. Alka Online is a very traditional MMORPG. It offers a narrative and side quests, however, they're far and few between, requiring players invest a large number of hours grinding monsters if they want to progress with the game. It makes use of a decent tab target combat system, has a fairly deep skill tree for each class, a variety of different classes to choose between and overall makes for a fun experience if you're interested in highly grindy MMOs. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre. MMORPG. Developer. Joy Impact. Publisher. T3 Fun. Player base. Low. Age of Wushu is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes a wuxia-inspired style of tab target, providing various different combat schools and combat styles, providing a lot of individual class identity. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre. MMORPG. Developer. Snail Games. Publisher. Snail Games. Player base. Low. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players large areas to explore, questing in, fighting the other players in PvP and progressing through the game. There are dungeons and various PvP modes to engage in. Age of Wushu is one of the only remaining wuxia-inspired MMOs left. It offers players a unique experience that isn't readily available in the West anymore. Age of Conan is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes slower action combat, allowing players to pick up various interactive objects in the environment and use those objects in battle, providing interesting mechanics to make use of. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre. MMORPG. Developer. Fincom. Publisher. Fincom. Player base. Low. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players large areas to explore, questing in, fighting the opposing faction in and overall exploring. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. Age of Conan is a very unique, much more adult-feeling MMO. There are a lot of features and underlying themes that you don't find in traditional MMOs, and this is one of the reasons the game never appealed to as many players as it could have. However, at its core it is a very fun game. AdventureQuest 3D is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes a cartoony tab target blend of combat, providing comical but surprisingly high-quality special effects and abilities. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre. MMORPG. Developer. Artix Entertainment. Publisher. Artix Entertainment. Player base. Low. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players smaller, more linear areas to explore, questing in and enjoying what the world has to offer. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. AdventureQuest 3D is an interesting cartoony MMORPG. I haven't delved very deeply into it, but it's a very cute, very animated MMO that doesn't take itself very seriously. 4Story is a free-to-play MMORPG. It utilizes a very dated, basic, traditional form of tab target combat, providing a unique older experience in the genre, both graphically and gameplay-wise. Status. Released. Graphics. 3D. Genre: MMORPG. Developer: Zemi Interactive. Publisher: Gammaforge. Player base: low. The game utilizes segregated zones, allowing players large areas to explore, questing in, and seeing what the game world has to offer. There are dungeons, raids, and various PvP modes to engage in. 4 Story is a very basic, very traditional MMO. While it doesn't offer much in the way of a unique experience, it's definitely an older game you need to try if you haven't already.
Yeah.